And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Webby-nominated podcast featuring Joey and Chandler.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Hello and welcome everybody to Joey and Chandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Chandler here with our last rerun episode of our little winter break, quote unquote winter break. We'll be back with live new content starting next week as we have our March Madness. But before we do that, let me real quick roll on to the holidays.
Here are today's effing holidays.
So holidays here on February 27th. Did you know it is National Skip the Straw Day? It's the fourth Friday in February. On the fourth Friday in February, the Coal Keepers ask you to consider a different way on National Skip the Straw Day. For thousands of years, humans have enjoyed slurping a refreshing beverage through a cylindrical tube. So hashtag Skip the Straw Day. It is also National Retro Day. It's a good one for, at least for me. I love, going back to the old school with the 80s and stuff, some of those looks. But here on hashtag National Retro Day, I can't talk. The National Retro Day takes us back to a time before smartphones and the internet. Quote unquote, the 80s or 70s, before then. Every generation looks back and asks, remember when? And this celebration indulges our love for the good old days while remaining in the present. So, probably the time when you were younger and things were more simpler. You didn't have to worry about bills and such. And the last holiday I'm going to talk about is one of my teachers at my school actually celebrated this with her class. February 27th is officially National Pokemon Day. We are taking you on a journey through the world of Pokemon to learn why the Pokemon brand has reached the heart of millions of kids, adults, and fans across the globe. Hashtag Pokemon Day. And I am still always amazed years later how it is still going. You know, like how the trend is still going with new generations and such. That's pretty cool. So yeah, hashtag National Pokemon Day. And now real quick, just some not a hot load of headlines, but I'll roll over.
It's time for this week's edition of Joey and Chandler's Headlines. Yay! Hooray!
I will just say, I don't know what it is sometimes about Fridays. You know, we have that full moon. Joey and I, we've talked about full moon fever. It's a thing, especially in elementary. I actually didn't look at the lunar cycle to see if there was a full moon yesterday, but it was a crazy Friday. That's all I can say. That's one of the reasons this is late, because we had a little teacher happy hour afterwards, and just I think it was good, but I just didn't get this done yesterday in time. But anytime someone seems to be out, this craziness happens. So, yep, that's all I have really for headlines. I'm keeping everything else for Joey. Like I said, he and I will have a guest next week. It's actually White Gandalf as we start March Madness. And then we'll keep getting guests through the rest of the month and finish it up. And then all of my headlines I've been saving, I get to share with him, and we get to see what he has been cooking up. So other than that, sit back, relax, and listen to this last rerun episode leading us into our, spring, season. And that's all I have. So peace.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, teachers of all ages, welcome to the Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Chandler.
Welcome, Joseph. We were both recording the podcast and a little distracted with this Green Bay Denver game going on right now.
Green Bay Denver. Did you look at that? That looks like Mr. Parsons might have popped something in his knee.
Oh, I did not see that.
He's on.
Take
he's
a
on the
little
ground,
bit
right?
too much. You take a little bit too much pleasure in someone being hurt, man.
I'm not taking pleasure in it. I'm just saying You spoke something
No.
into existence, guy, because you said you couldn't play for one team because you were hurt,
Yeah.
and then miracles happen, and now all of a sudden you're back, and it's like,
Hey,
stuff happens,
did you
brother.
guys play it already?
Packers
Yeah, or Dallas?
oh,
They
I
play
was like,
tonight, right?
yes, dude, we already did. Yeah, no, they play tonight. They play the Vikings.
Okay. In is it in
The
Dallas
fight.
or in Minnesota? It's in Dallas.
I don't know.
You guys will get that. No, it's at home. You're at home. I think
You
you'll
would
win.
think. You would think.
If you don't win, I'll be like, oh, shame on you guys. Shame on you. I'll blame the I don't know.
better draft pick status if we lose. So it's like one of those like at this
So
point
Joey said-
it's like silver lining either way. Like we win, that's good.
You're like,
we lose,
quit
hey,
quit hurting us, coach or owner. But all right, let me start off with our.
Here are today's effing holidays.
All right, sir. December 19th, right? So I got 2 holidays, and then I'll explain. All of you looked at it. I found 2 December events coming out on today, and I was like, hey, you might as well just talk about them. Today, first off, is National Underdog Day. National Underdog Day recognizes that America loves its underdogs. Each year on the 3rd Friday in December, we cheer on the teams and individuals who are statistically expected to lose in competition. So, hashtag National Underdog. Nah, hashtag National Underdog Day. Man, I was doing so good reading. I love you. I heard you be like, oh, you're like, oh. Were you enticed about that? You're like, oh, it's National Underdog Day.
Well, I think that's kind of a cool holiday. Like you think about it, like
Yeah.
there's not we celebrate winners all the time,
Mhm.
but we don't really have something set aside for. Not that underdogs are losers, but
Yeah.
you figure they're gonna be.
Right. Today is also National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. Since 2011, National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day has grown to be an international event. Now occurring on the 3rd Friday of December, the celebration gives holiday lovers worldwide a chance to wear their ugly Christmas sweaters. So hashtag Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. We actually wore 2 ugly sweaters last week. One of them is one I made for a soccer group, but we've already got that out of the way. I will tell you, coming this week, though, I get to wear my Christmas Story pink bunny pajamas. Probably going to wear it tomorrow. Sounds like it's going to be chilly enough, you know? You wear ugly sweater yet, or
I
is the
didn't
office
actually
not
own
doing that?
one, and
Really?
it's like
Yeah, you do.
it's like one of those like I'm kind of torn, like because I get it like every year you get to do it, right? But it's one of those things
Yeah.
that I just can't ever see it. I don't know. I mean, granted, yeah, I get like you wear like you buy suits or you buy a tuxedo and you hardly ever wear those, but
Dude,
I
I
don't know, like,
wore.
I always find sweaters to be itchy.
Well, I mean, we're not like normally it's not that cold down here, right? Where you
Yeah,
can
true.
like wear a sweater. I know a lot of times when I lived up in Illinois, it'd definitely be cold enough outside, but they'd have the heater on so hot inside that sometimes like I'd be sweating with the sweater. So like they were just I don't know. Like I could never find the optimum time.
And I
A
think
lot of
that's I
times,
think that I think that's my problem is like you bundle up
yeah,
and bundle up to go from the building to your vehicle, and then when you get in the vehicle, nobody drives with like the AC on like 40 when it's cold
yeah.
outside. You put the heater on, so like I'm like I feel myself. I got to take my gloves off, like take a beanie off, take the jacket off, and then you get back out of the car to go from the car to the whatever next building, and then when you get inside, you're just like, yeah. And so it's like, damn,
Yeah, I
man.
know. I know. Now, actually, I bought a few years ago. It wasn't a Christmas sweater, but I bought a regular sweater that I hadn't even left my house, and I was already pouring down sweat. And I was like, "Man, this sweater is good, but it's too hot." I was like, "We gotta make a change."
It serves
Because
its purpose, but not really.
yeah, I was like, I can't be doing this. I was like, I feel like there's a heater in my shirt. I will admit I wore a Christmas sweater to school on Friday, and I think this is the second year I gotta retire this sweater and realize that I can't. It's not school appropriate because I never notice it until I put it on. But there's always a deer that's upside down that looks like he's drunk, right? And I'm walking around at school like this, and I'm just like, oops.
What does it say though?
No, it doesn't say anything. It says ho ho ho. I'm like, it doesn't say anything wrong. It's
Oh.
just that like all the deer are standing up except one. He's upside down, and he's either drunk or dead. And I'm just like, yeah, I probably shouldn't be wearing this to school. But
Maybe.
hopefully I'll remember this then. Also, so like this is something new. I'm just gonna do it. Like, maybe if I see some cool stuff, right? Some December 19th events in Biloxi, Mississippi, sir. They're doing a Christmas Story the musical. If you feel like going, and in Houston,
like, oh, just let me. What are you doing today? You want to go to Mississippi?
and in Houston, Texas, they're doing a drunk Christmas Carol. Just saying. You're like, oh,
I'm all Joey and Chandler field trip.
Yeah, you're like, color me intrigued. Tell me more, right?
And I'm like, oh, and then when we get after that, we're drunk. Well, the Mississippi drive won't be that bad.
Well, that one was in Houston, so like that one isn't nearly as far.
You go to Houston to do that, and then come back. Like once we're there, we're done. Then drive to Mississippi the rest of the way.
Yeah. Of course, by the time we get to Mississippi, I think that I think the musical would be over. We're like, oh,
I don't want to hear your defeatist attitude.
You're like, we don't need that. We don't need your stats.
We're not super terrific for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, rolling on to the headline.
It's time for this week's edition of Joey and Chandler's headlines. Yay! Hooray!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the brand new segment, News from Around the World, with Joey and Chandler.
All right, my first headline in world news. You know, now that I've started this, I was trying to think as I was doing the prepping, and I was like, what's going on in the world that I want to talk about? Have you heard? Did you hear how when the government was shut down, how they closed the Department of Education?
Yeah.
So this headline says the government fires the Department of Education staff and then asks them to come back and fix the backlog the secretary still has no experience doing, right? So it's like, oh, America, it's like we're not even trying to pretend we know what we're doing anymore. So the Department of Education fires a bunch of employees, and then suddenly, surprise, surprise, there's a backlog of work. And now the government's like, hey, are you up? Like a late night 2 a.m. text, right? I miss your deadlines and your ability to read. So, I mean, I've read that, like, it's cool that they got some stuff doing. Those people that got fired, they got something to do. But nothing's guaranteed for the job. But I just love how keep putting people in position that don't know what they're doing, right?
It doesn't bode well. It doesn't bode well for like the future. Like,
but I know that I used to feel the same way when I was military. I definitely feel it now as education. I get so tired of the people that are up at the top making decisions that have no idea what they're doing. And Linda McMahon has no idea what she's doing, and she's not the only one in the education area. But
she knows how to give a stone cold stunner, though, because I've seen her do something like that, like in the '90s. I remember her coming out in WWE.
I think you mean take the stunner.
I don't know. I remember her doing some sort of like cool move where I was like, "Yeah, beat him up." But then I was like, just like her execution was so horrible. You're like, that's not the wrestling's fake or real, depending upon what. I don't want to make anybody upset one way or the other.
We should. I should go get that highlight clip and be like, yes, this, and put it in the episode, and be like, this is what sealed the deal for her. This is why she became Secretary of Education.
But the thing is, like you lay these people off, and you're like, wait, there's a backlog of work, but yet you're saying, hey, we're only going to bring you back on a temporary. What do you think is going to happen when you let them go after you've like caught up on the backlog? It's gonna get like you let them go. It's gonna happen again.
They're hoping at that point no one realizes.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, we don't need you anymore. We'll laying you off again. 3 months later, you're like, how do we get behind in work again?
Yeah,
bring him back.
Right. Well, I know that I gotta try and call the first week we're on break. I don't know if I told you this, man. I think it was 2 years ago. Somebody hacked into my tax return and they rerouted my money to their bank account, right? So I didn't get my tax return like 2 years ago. And so like I've been in the process of trying to get the IRS to to help me out. And actually like they've done their investigation and stuff, and it's like they're supposed to pay me eventually. And I was supposed to even get interest, because it wasn't my fault. They may still be doing an investigation. But I was talking to my mom because Mother Bing retired IRS. And I was just like, hey, yeah, I didn't tell you that? Yeah, she used to she used to do claims and stuff. She used to do a lot of investigation. So she started there like in 86. So she did a pretty good job.
Your mom's nice, though. Everybody says IRS people are douches. And your mom definitely tells everybody nice. Wait a second.
It's like, well, yeah, because she wasn't trying to take collections or whatever. I think is what they call it. She's like, so wasn't she one of those people that are like, you owe me money? You know, that
I got
wasn't
you.
her job.
She wasn't the one that was like, pay your bill. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Pay your bill.
No, she was the one that was like if there's like a scam, she was trying to do the investigation and stuff to kind of figure out what's
I
going
gotcha.
on. But she told me kind of like my job in the Navy, where I couldn't really. It's not that I can't talk about it. Well, I technically can't because it's classified. My mom would say the same thing. She's like, "Yeah, my work's classified, so I only know like bits and pieces." And I was like, "Okay," but she understands in the workings. But I was telling her, or I was asking her, I was like, "Should I still be waiting?" She's like, "No," but I remember the government was shut down for what, over a month,
He's like,
month
you
and a
remember
half.
there was like nobody was working, so
Yeah,
they can't
so they're
process
like, yeah.
anything.
So they're probably backlogged. It just reminded me of another backlog. All right, I'm moving on to some local headlines for me. So first off, are you familiar with Canva? You know,
Yes.
like more of a cool presentation stuff. So one of the teachers, like she's the science social studies teacher, she's taught the students how to do Canva, which I love doing. I love that, right? Because I've done it before in my past, like my last school. And I love these kids. They keep wanting to share Canvas, right? So two shared this week. Because we do a lot of sharing when it's snack time. Anyway, this one girl, like, she's like, "Hey, I want to talk about Christmas." And I was like, "Okay." Dude, there was nothing but Bible verses all in her Canva. And I think she wanted to share on Monday, and I was like, and so like I started feeling a little weird. I was like, man, because she's just reading Bible verses. And I was just like, so I pulled it, I was
She's
like,
like reading them, and she's like, if you have two mommies or two daddies, you're
yeah.
going to hell. You're like, oh, okay, none of that.
And so I was like, hey, we're gonna have to stop here. And I called it to me, and I was like, I'm not allowed to like read this in school. Do you understand what I'm saying? She's like, no. And I was like, well, I can't do this right now. And I was texting my I have two text strings with all my third grade teachers, and then with my little
Yeah.
triad. And I was texting my triad about it, and they're like, because I was telling them like, man, I'm so scared about this, and they're like, well, they're like, you're not doing it, she's doing it, so you just say like everyone has different beliefs. And then I was like, yeah, and then I had a kind of joke too. I was like, plus we're in Texas. Like if all the states didn't get mad at the teacher for doing this, I doubt I feel like Texas would be the lead, like the last one. They would be like, you read Bible, especially now that we have the 10 Commandments tacked up on our wall. Like, you know, I don't really.
That's the thing is, as long if the student's the one presenting, it's not your, and it's
Yeah.
not like you were like, hey, I want you to do this and present like something about like religion type. You can do like a social studies thing about different religions. As long
Yeah.
as you're not the one that's saying, hey, and you're like forcing stuff on them, then you're totally fine.
So the next day, I let her do it, and I just told the class, I was like, hey, this is something Haven believes in. Bring sit back and listen to it. But you know, yeah, I was, like I said, I was nervous for a little bit. But then I was just like, wait a minute, it's not my fault. I mean, it's not my response. Well, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, I'm not the one teaching it, so I'll be okay. And then the second part of the
she says you can't do it, and so she's like, demon and scorch you with holy water.
yeah,
Like, power
it
of Christ
stings.
compels you. And you're like,
Yeah. And then this kind of reminded me of you. Another student presented, like, she was talking about all these Christmas movies. She started giving away like plots to every movie. Like, this is what happens in the movie. And I'm just like, so I kind of wrote like a little note. I was like, Joey would love this. She's like, you know, in the Grinch, there's this Grinch, and he had a small heart, and then he does it like she's just going through everything. I was just like, oh, cool.
like, who all seen this movie? Not all of you.
Okay.
You got spoiler alert.
Yeah, she's like, let me tell you how it goes.
No.
Yeah. And then my last highlight, sir. So the teacher that does social studies science with us, it was her birthday, and I actually I don't know how old she is. She seems kind of young. Little birdie told me she might be able to rent a car though now, so maybe she hit 25. I don't know, but so I got pumpkin pie for her. Like she was my, you know, we pick names to like celebrate. You know, one person's in charge of celebrating that person or the other person or whatever. So I got pumpkin pie because she said that's one of the desserts she liked. Well, I sliced up the pumpkin pie, passed it. I got whippets too for like whipped cream, and so teachers could also do. But as I'm cleaning the knife in true Chandler fashion, I slice my finger right? Like I don't know if you can see it right here, my middle
Oh
finger,
dang. That's
and
like not. That's like across the top. That's not like in, but like it looks like you tick off like the top couple of layers.
yeah, and dude, blood was just like the teachers didn't even know I did it because they were at the table and I was at the sink, and I didn't like I react like I snapped back, but I didn't yell out. So they're still having their conversation. And I'm trying to keep it quiet because I'm like I don't want them to know I cut my finger. I'm trying to run water on it. I ran water on it and I got a paper towel. I don't know how you. I grew up a lot of times just holding paper towels, just wrapping it around my fingers, and so I was like, oh, I just hold it, try and squeeze it, and I go to my room. Um, and I was like, I ate a little bit because we're at lunchtime, and then I was like, let me see if I can put a band-aid on. I didn't have any band-aids, and so I was like, well, I gotta go to the nurse. And I pulled off the paper towel I had, and that paper towel was all covered with blood. So I got a new paper towel. And I was like, yeah, okay, I really need to go to the nurse. So I go to the nurse. By the way, it didn't hurt. Like, it's a sharp cut, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like I was in pain, But I go to the nurse and I was like, hey, can I get a band-aid? Can I get your help? Because my left hand's not really great. And so I take off the second paper towel and it's just blood is just still kind of coming out. And she's like, can you clean that? And you're putting it under the sink. And as soon as I rinse it and that blood goes away, new blood comes up. And so they
Yeah.
put gauze and stuff on it. But yeah, I got it pretty good. So I would say, what I thought would have been kind of funny, like if I'm teaching, because I was just trying not to like imagine I cut it and I'm just teaching, there's blood going everywhere. She's like, ah! But
I was just
but
thinking, you should have told her like when she's like, "Can you clean that?" You're like, well, then what are you here for? What is your job? What-
they, they wrapped it. She put gauze on it, and then they have like that medical tape, you
Yeah.
know. So like it was blue and it was pretty big. So like it was puffy, and so it stands out. And so we do lunch and then we go to recess. That's our schedule. So when I pick up the kids, like it's so noticeable. Everyone's like, "What happened to your finger, Mr. Bing?" And I was like, "I'll tell y'all later." Like we're walking in from recess, and people kept asking me, like, "Look, can I get everyone to sit down at their desk? Once everyone's sitting down, I'll say it once because I don't want to keep answering the same question, right?" But yeah, they were all the kids were like really curious, and I told them they're like, "That's it." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Cut it, guys. It's fine." But it's sensitive, man. You know what it is? Like I'm trying. You can see it's my middle finger, right? But I'm trying to like not use it when I pick up stuff, just because it like how you touch it and you're like So,
it's when you get like something hurt that you realize how much you actually use it. And you're like, dang man.
oh, I know, man, because a lot of my computers are that mouse pad, and so I
Yeah.
use these two fingers, to kind of scroll, and so now I'm having to use like not the middle finger, but I have to hold up the middle finger as I'm trying to
You know,
scroll.
who you're just reminding me of right now. Remember when
What?
Marsh would do like the quotes, but he would do it like that, and he'd have like the
Oh
pinky out.
yeah,
And we're on. Why are you
I
doing the third
forgot,
finger? Like what's
I forgot he did that. Yeah.
like what is this?
We didn't hang out with him this week and be like, "Hey, how are you doing, Marshall?" Oops.
What's going
How you
on?
doing, Marsh? Yeah.
Like what are you doing there?
You-
What's like that? Like why do you have three? It's like lopsided. What's wrong with you?
Hey, we're getting ready to go to our break. Did you want to add anything?
No, I'm good.
No. All right. Hey, this will be a short headline. I will say because I talked to White Gandalf a lot, and
Mhm.
White Gandalf's cool because he'll give me feedback on the episodes, right? And he loves all the stuff we're doing, but he's like it's like listening to Saturday Night Live. He's like, you guys have, they have your normal stuff, but he's like, there'll be a joking with Jans every now and then. There'll be a chapping Choey. He's like, there's a trip advisor. Like he's like, it's you never know what's gonna happen. So
What's going on?
yeah, so I go to the song. I go to the break song or the drums, I should say, and then come back with the Christmas and the ads. Right?
Yeah. We say pros, gun bait, cheers, mate, and cheers, mate again, or simply cheers. Sometimes it's autosante, other times it's cheers. UF and hoser. We also say sade, salute, saluti, or tag a skull. Let's all say Nazdarofi in the Russian way. In Vietnam we shout out yo, Walugi Wawa makes our Africa glow. In Portugal it's a solid salt. In Budmo, Ukraine's here to stay. Taiwan says come but drink it down with pride. Then someone slams the table, next round they cry. In Thailand we clink and shout out chong. Then back to the bar till the liquor's gone. For Jamaica it's a loud Jamon. No matter the place we drink till dawn. In Israel they shout L'Haim with cheer. Bangladesh says joy hop, raise your beer. Poland sings Nastrovi with pride. Lithuania's a fake carton worldwide. In India we say cheers. If you're bold, Hungary says Eggesedre, don't go too slow. New Caledonia joins in with Olive Ultra, let it flow. From Ghana it's Akpateshi, let the good times roll. And Serbia shouts Chivili from the soul. Ooh, in Morocco we cry, Bissau with flag. Ecuador says salud, fiesta everywhere. And in Finland we say kippis, raise your beer in the air. That's how Troy and Chandler cheers around the
Hi there, I'm here to help Choi and Chandler to read an advertisement for BuyBlacket.com. Please shop BuyBlacket.com. Are you looking for unique gifts at unbeatable prices? Then look no further. BuyBlacket.com has quality merchandise for everyone on your list, from gifts for cat and dog lovers, to American fans, beer enthusiasts, and even Jesus lovers. As for teachers, we didn't forget about you. Please don't miss our funny attire to brighten up your classroom. So bring a smile to your loved ones' faces and shop BuyBlacket.com today. Tell them Chewy and Chandler sent you.
Hi there, Ryan Reynolds here on behalf of my friends Joey and Chandler. You may know me from movies where I either save the world or ruin Thanksgiving. But today, folks, I'm not here to sell you cologne, crypto, or questionable NFTs. I'm actually here to tell you about Fish.audio. This isn't really me talking right now. This is my voice, made by Fish.audio, which frankly is terrifying. It sounds exactly like me, and trust me, I've heard my voice in 87 trailers. This is better. Whether you're a podcaster with a potato microphone, a game developer building an army of space dolphins, or just lonely and want a perfect Morgan Freeman to read your grocery list out loud to you, Fish.audio has you covered. Fish.audio is easily one of the best voice generation platforms I have ever used, which is saying something, because I've done voiceover for a toothpaste brand in 4 languages I don't even speak. And speaking of that, Fish.audio is cross-lingual, which means it supports 13 different languages. Their amazing program also allows you to clone voices. Fish.audio make your voice legendary, or at least make my voice say weird things. I legally can't stop you either way.
All right, hey, I gotta ask a question. You're Champion Choi. Do you want to do that first, or do you want to do that last?
I can do it now. I'm good with that.
Okay, let's
Should
go.
I say I'm
Let's
mad
go,
with
Cho.
that? I don't even.
Yeah,
Mine's
take
more
it
to-
away,
It's
sir.
honestly more like because you hit me up with it. It's more of a continuation, honestly, because it's something that's been chapping my butt all week.
Uh-huh.
This last week was finals, and
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
courses I was teaching, we don't do a final. It's just, and I just was overly like, supportive, I guess you could say, for the students. And I'm like, hey, you know, I gotta get grades in by Monday at noon. I'll give you guys till Friday at 5. And I've been telling them for 2 weeks. I gotta do it Monday at noon. Give me Friday at 5. Let's go. And then I get students like I had people like I had somebody send me an email 5 minutes before.
Before noon.
Hey,
Or before-
can you
or
unlock
before
this one
5 on
assignment? Because I just finished it and I didn't realize it won't let me submit it. And I'm like, you've had all week. You weren't submitting anything else. You couldn't have checked and because it shows in the system locked, unavailable. Like it shows to where they can't do anything with it. And then I had somebody who like sent me an email the next day, like on that Saturday, this Saturday, whatever, going, hey, I just now saw this message. I appreciate you that you let me submit some assignments, blah, blah. And I'm like, you had 5 other messages in the last 3 weeks with this. Like, hey, dude, like you're failing. You got to turn some assignments in. And it just makes me like, God, dude, like I don't know what, like, I don't know what American society is going to look like in like
tell you,
10 years.
Oh, I agree with you there, but I tell you what, your course seems to be correctly or like correctly titled, or in a lot of ways, like it's perfect for these people because it's like you're supposed to be teaching them how to manage their time because they clearly show that they don't know how to manage their time. You know?
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I'm like, dude, like my assignments are easy,
Yeah.
and you can't even turn them in, and it's not like it's like pages on pages. It's like half a page, double spaced. You could chat GPT it and then adjust one or two things, and I would never know because I'm running it through some simulator to figure or some like generator to figure it out.
They have those? I didn't know that.
Well,
cool.
yeah, like so, like you can turn on the system so where basically whenever they submit it, it has like a little checker that checks to see how if like the potential, the possibility that it's like AI generated. And I'm like, yeah, like you can't even just like get your effort's so low that you can't even like cheat to turn in an assignment. It's like, and these are the same students that like, I'm just like, dude, like in 10 years, you're gonna be in your 30s. Or almost in your 30s, depending upon how old you are in my class right now.
I wonder,
you're gonna
like,
be like,
if you know what would be funny is if that person who messaged you like 5 minutes before becomes a professor or a teacher in 10 years and they're teaching the other kids like how to not turn stuff in, you know?
well, I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe here, like, he'll get his stuff in gear. Because, we know. We know that I wasn't necessarily the most studious and most amazing, person. But I come in, I think I got the job because when I interviewed, I basically like presented it and like, hey, I've made all these mistakes. I can tell them how to avoid them because I've done them. I know exactly how to avoid them. I know exactly what my choices that got there. And I came in telling the students that, like, hey, like I'm here, like this is, I want you guys to understand this. These are common pitfalls that a lot of students make. I did. You can overcome them. But at the same time, like why not try to overcome them now so you don't waste time? And it's like, I was like, it just makes me, it makes me sad. It makes me irritated too because it's like, guys, come on, man. Like, no,
I didn't mean to cut you off there, but it reminded me. So on Fridays, we usually do like an exit slip for whatever we've been doing for the week in math, and I get on all three of the classes, and I was just like, it kind of like it's very similar to what I'm dealing with, like what you're dealing with. It's like I'm out here teaching, constantly trying to get y'all to pay attention. People that aren't listening to me, that are like playing with something or whatever, they're like, I don't know how to do this. Like, like it's not even a quiz, but I was trying to teach it. Like I wanted to do it like, hey, we're not talking, so we can all answer these 4 questions. And it's in my head, I'm just like, and I'm trying to go over it at the end, and people are still playing around, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's like that phrase, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah, and it just sucks because it's like, granted, the level of accountability placed on me is a lot less than it is placed on teachers like in the K-12 area like you're at, but it's still just like, God, man, like that the students like you talk about, if they don't get out of that habit, like they're gonna be like, you still like, you as a teacher, you're a crap teacher, Mr. Bing. If these kids aren't passing, it's like, well, they don't pay attention. You would even slap them across the face to make them pay attention. I can't do that.
Well,
so you eventually pass them on, and they become those kids that come to college and they're like, oh, we don't got to do nothing.
Yeah,
and it's like,
well, they like a lot of the thinking is like, we got to make it more entertaining in our class at my age, right? To get them to want to listen, to be able to do it. Kids do better. They tend to do better when I do small group, right? Which I try, and that's why I do my flip classroom to try and get through it as quick as I can, and they can go look at something if they need to, and I'm trying to pull more students, right? But even when they're with me in small group, if they're not like engaged in it enough, or actually those people that can, like I say, they can work with me, but they won't remember what they're doing. So then when they have to do it on their own, they're like, they forget, and I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, I know you could do it when I set everything up, but I should have to set every single thing up because I can't set every single thing up for you. But oh well, yeah, I know the pain. I can't imagine. Like, hey, I thought, like, I asked you that question, and I was like, oh wait a minute, it's not Monday yet. It's like, so it had to be like right before deadline on Friday. I was like,
no, so it's the deadline coming up or whatever.
Yeah,
that Monday, and so it's just like, oh, Like, you're making me so mad. Laziness is just insane.
You're like, yeah, I know what this is. All right, so we're going to end in on some fun joking with Jans, right? All right, everybody, come on down to Joking with Jans. That's right. Here's a game show you can play at home and try and test your knowledge and see how many more you get correct than incorrect. So stick around and have fun and laugh listening to Joking with Jans. You know, I think you and I have joked many times. We're problem solvers, right? I feel, right? So this little game, and the link is on that last slide. It's on slide 51 if you really want to look at it. I'm not gonna project it, but I'll read it. But this is a Christmas present quiz. You know, sometimes you don't know what to get people right on the holidays. So this is gonna test our knowledge of what makes the perfect Christmas gift around the world. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll start. We'll do a couple. What do you think's the perfect Christmas gift for someone in Singapore? A chewing gum smuggling kit, Hawker Center food tour, Marina Bay Infinity Pool Pass, or a pet Merlin?
I wasn't going to say the gum thing, but now I kind of feel like maybe the gum thing. Like,
let's see. You want to go with the gum?
Yeah, because I feel like the other ones are like weird trips.
They said it was the Hawker Center food trip. Nice try.
Mike,
All right,
I guess
how about
so.
Perfect gift for South Africa? A pet meerkat, diamond-studded rugby ball. That'd be fun, right? Safari adventure, or a biltong jerky subscription?
I feel like that diamond-encrusted soccer ball thing was going to be kind of a good one because you get that, you're kind of like king of South Africa.
Yeah, but I wonder if you got to think like realistically, you know? Because if you get diamonds, yeah. If I were you, I'm thinking like the safari adventure. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
What?
Get somebody a pet meerkat. What do you want to go with, Chill? He's in deep thought, people. Uh-oh. He froze for a second. Or I've lost a little bit of connection, I should say. Well, as in true Joey and Chandler fashion, right? Technical difficulties as always, right? We got part of the game, and now we're gonna get a little more part and then we'll mash it up, you know? Dude, when we were recording, I didn't realize I'd lost you. I was talking and I was looking at my screen and he got quiet and I was like, man, Joey's really in deep thought on this Christmas gift. And I go back and look and I was like, oh, well, he's not there anymore. That makes sense.
And it was so quick, like it cut, like it wasn't like when I was like, hey, buffering, and then you felt
it's just
boop, done. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know, I'm not gonna go back and ask you those same country questions. You're gonna need a couple more.
Okay.
And whatever recorded, I'll put that in there. So I want you cheating, right? All right, yeah. So doing some Christmas gifts around the world, right? So, Joey, what do you think here is a perfect gift to give someone for Christmas in Venezuela? A baseball glove, a pet capybara, an oil painting set, or an arepa maker? I don't even know what arepa is.
I'm gonna have to go with the last one because I don't know what it is.
I'm looking at a arepa maker. You may want to know before you're like, oh.
Well, because before, like, all my other guesses were, like, way off because I was, like, thinking, like, I'm like, all right, well, like perfect world.
It's arepa is a mini pancake maker.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's
correct.
Christmas, like, mini pancakes.
Oh, you got it right. You got ding, ding, ding. You got one.
Ta-da.
I'm
on the board.
All right. I'll do a few more for our friends in Norway. Would you get them a Viking helmet, a pet reindeer, a Northern Lights tour, or a salmon fishing gear?
Now, I would want to get them a Viking helmet because I think that'd be cool, but they probably have a lot of them. So I'm thinking the fishing thing.
The fishing thing. Hey, real quick, I laugh how salmon is it's spelled salmon, but it's salmon. Crazy.
It's like
It was the Northern Lights tour, sir.
What?
Northern
Don't
Lights
they just
tour.
see that from
I
their
know.
backyard?
Well, I guess you go on a tour, man, and maybe you get to see it better. Who knows?
You're like, oh, this is from Sven's backyard, and this is from Svetlana's backyard. Like, it's the same thing. Yeah.
All right. Two more, sir. What do you think is the perfect gift to get someone from Mexico or for Mexico? Mariachi band rental, a pet chihuahua, a piñata, or a taco-shaped pillow?
As much as I would love to have the chihuahua, so I could be like the Taco Bell chihuahua, like I think I need a bigger box.
Yo quiero.
I'm gonna go piñata.
Piñata. I like that guess, and you are correct.
Oh,
last one. And on a high note, you got 2 out of the 3 here today. We're going to PT Portugal. Some of these abbreviations, right? Like Norway was NO. I was like, what?
I was
no
PT. I'm like I know what PTs. Yeah. So we're by the mall.
Yeah, exactly. What's the perfect Christmas gift for someone in Portugal? Fado music playlist, a pet rooster. Oh my god. Paste de nata recipe or port wine.
You're not gonna be working here anymore, that's for sure.
Paste nata. Probably said that obviously wrong.
Let's go with the rooster. They might want like a for like a cock fight, a rooster,
Yeah. You're like, hey, I get to say this and Chandler can't bleep it out, right? There's nothing wrong with it. I would have gone port wine, but you want to go with the rooster, and it was port wine. Hey, speaking of the rooster, right? I was hanging out with somebody. We went to this place in Fair Oaks on Saturday, and I think it's called Roosters actually. And the waitress, she had a rooster on her shirt and a lollipop, and I was like, "Rooster sucker," and she's like, "No, it's sucker." And I was like, "Oh," and I just remember feeling like an idiot. I was like, "How did I not get that?" I was like, "Rooster sucker." I was like, "That doesn't make any sense."
You should have been like, "How dare you?"
Yeah, exactly.
I want to speak to the manager.
Just so you know, paste de nata are iconic Portuguese custard tarts.
All right.
Some nice food there. And I'm obviously butchered the word, but all right. Hey, last thing here. I'll do this from time to time. By the way, White Gandalf, he loves our show, how it's kind of like an SNL thing now. I think I've mentioned that before, how we have these segments. And they're not always around every episode, so it's kind of cool. We got that little music behind it, or we got some new stuff. So I've actually thought of this before. Every now and then we might do like a little reading rainbow type thing where I'm going to read you something that I read that I see in school, and you tell me if you think this is dirty or if I'm just being an idiot, right?
Butterfly in the sky, I just got twice as high. Take a look in book of reading rainbow, 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 rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow. A reading rainbow, 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 rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look in book. A reading rainbow. It's fucking reading rainbow.
Does that sound good? Is it doable for you?
Sounds perhaps a little doable. I don't know if we'll have to go to this. Will have to be on the Joey and Chandler After Dark episode, though.
I mean, we just read it. It is right. It's just like, all right. So this is from the book called The Magic Drawing, right?
Okay.
And it's about, and it actually, honestly, I thought it was a very cool, clever story, right? Of this kid, he draws something before he goes to bed, and then like it comes to life, the drawing. And so they kind of stuck him into the drawing, and I have to help him solve problems with his drawing ability. So I thought it was very creative, right? But there was just parts in the book actually I had it played on Epic where it was being read aloud. And I was just like, I caught some words and I was like, what? I was like, did they really do it? They really say what I think they said? So here, I know, said the elf. All you have to do is rub it out. So Dan rubbed the dragon with his rubber. He rubbed and rubbed, but his rubber was too small. I've got another idea, said Dan. He filled the tank of the fire engine with white paint. Brilliant, said the elf, pulling the long hose so he could spray the horrible, scary dragon. Now, I don't know if you can see, like, basically, he put a big splotch of white all over the dragon's face. And then the next page, at last, the dragon was gone. The villagers shouted, hip, hip, hooray, for Dan and the elf. They carried the two friends on their shoulders. There was a big party, and everyone sang and cheered. When Dan got back to his room, he was worried. Now there's a big white splodge on my drawing, he whispered. Just draw something else in its place, the elf suggested. So, what do you think? Was it just me? Or were you kind of like, what the heck is this author doing?
I feel like that's very much like an adult, like the D's nuts kid story about the squirrel with the big sack of nuts, and it's like, okay, come on now. Like when you were like hip hip hooray, I was like, don't you mean like hip hop hooray ho as we transition to from Naughty by Nature's hip hop hooray to
exactly.
OPP?
Yeah. I didn't the first thing that caught my attention earlier was the he used his rubber, and I was thinking like condom or something, right?
Well, no, I got it because then,
but I didn't catch the before that. Like, and he rubbed and he tried to rub it out, and then he
tried to rub
sprayed
it out,
the long hose
he
all over the dragon's face,
but it was too small. The rubber was too small for a dragon. It's like, oh, okay, somebody's overcompensating for themselves a little bit there.
Yeah. Okay, so I just got some working, but
you're like,
all right, man.
Welcome, third graders, to Mr. Bing's Dirty Porno Hour.
Hey, I didn't write that book.
But you're the one reading it as you like put on like your Hugh Hefner jacket and sit by like a fake fire
with a bubble, with like a bubble pipe or whatever.
You're all right, ladies and gentlemen.
The opposite of a we call it Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He put on his shoes.
Like welcome to the Bing Hef Mansion. As we talked about the pet of the month.
Oh, see now you are going down that Joey and Chandler after dark,
dude. Like the
after dark.
I didn't even like. I mean, I don't know if you were too into your narrative. I like laughed. I was like, "What the?" And I just like, rubbed it out, and then he kept going. And they were like, "Don't you give up on me."
Well, he just wouldn't quit. He wouldn't give up. He was determined to catch that chicken. You know,
he rubbed it out, and he stood up, proud and erect.
Do you remember Beverly Hills Ninja when Chris Farley was like, "Hey, yes, you chase that chicken. One day you'll be able to choke it," or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
You'll choke that chicken. All right. So on that note, right, please make sure to follow us on our socials, X and TikTok at Choey and Jan, CHOEY, the letter N, JAN. We're also on Threads and Instagram at Choey and Jan 2, CHOEY, the letter N, JAN, and then 2, TOO. YouTube, I was about to say 69. It's at Jandler Bing 69. JANDLER BING 969, and then Facebook Jandler Bing. So, anything that you'd like to add, sir?
No, I think we've added enough.
You're like, I can't follow any of that up, right?
Well, I was gonna say, or you can follow us on Facebook and YouTube in the spirit of Peter the Rubbing Dragon Guy 969, whatever.
You should be like, no wonder Chandler accidentally signed us up for OnlyFans. Until Chandler found out what it was.
I told that story the other day at work, and people were like, "How do you not know?" And I'm like, "I'm not sure. I don't even know."
I didn't figure it out till I logged into the site, because when I first heard about it, it was labeled like the website for creators, and I was like, "Hey, we create," and we shouldn't create that way.
Send us a picture of your feet. You're like, what?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, plug time.
Get ready for the Sketch Network for absurd and ridiculous knuckleheads. Or Snark TV.
TV. TV.
Need it, want it. It's a cooking show. Yeah, that's it.
Welcome to Need It, Want It, where we get a little messy in the kitchen. I'm your host, Misty Mellons, and today we're gonna whip up something thick, creamy, and oh so satisfying. You ready, Keith? Great, so we're starting with a nice, firm piece of meat. Now, Keith, you always wanna make sure it's, properly tenderized. You ever work with something this big before? I have. I want to take this time to thank our sponsor for this episode, OnlyFans. So pay no attention to the camera, Keith. I never did, although it is weird that I'm wearing clothes this time. Oh, Keith, you poor thing. Trust me, once you get your hands on this, you'll never go back to something so unsatisfying. First, you gotta stroke it a little, see? Nice and gentle in the beginning, but don't be afraid to get a little rough if you like it that way. Now, it's important to season everything just right. Nobody likes something that's too bland, Keith. You ever been told you're too bland, Keith? Well, let's fix that. You want to give it a nice even coating, really rub it in. Don't be shy, Keith. Oops, you made a mess on me, Keith. Not bad. But you gotta put a little more passion into it. Cooking's all about the heat, Speaking of, let me just take my top off. Yep, that is better. Oh, Keith, you are adorable. Now, once it's in the oven, you have to be patient. No peeking. You ever had an issue with premature checking? Just teasing you, Keith. But seriously, you do not want to ruin it by rushing. It's all about timing. And when it's ready, oh honey, you'll know. It'll be hot, steamy, and just begging to be devoured. Oh, Keith, you're doing great. Just remember, cooking should always be pleasurable, never a chore. Now let's take it out nice and slow, nothing beats the smell of something hot and ready. And there you have it, folks, a dish that's rich, moist, and guaranteed to satisfy. Join us next time when we tackle something even bigger. Thanks for watching Need It, Want It, where we always know how to turn up the heat.
Need it, want it. It's a cooking show. Yeah, that's it.
I'm glad to be here, Misty. Hey, am I on the right channel? Exactly what kind of show is this again? You're talking about the food, right? I am definitely watching all of your episodes from now on to learn about cooking. Yeah, that's right. I'm glad to be here, Misty. Hey, am I on the right channel? Exactly what kind of show is this again? You're talking about the food, right? I am definitely watching all of your episodes from now on to learn about cooking. Yeah, that's Fred.